Howdy. You know, we've gone through, what, 4 or 5 weeks of basically being sequestered. Stay at home, quarantine, pick a word. I've used the word. I've used all of those words. I've probably used some other words. And people have been all over social media, and you're starting to see some people strain. They just can't handle it anymore, yet they can't break away from it. TikTok has become a really big thing. I gotta tell you the truth, I can't stand most of it. I just can't. But you know what? Maybe because I'm an older guy. I'm getting tired of seeing people dancing and twerking and faking singing. I just can't handle it. So I see it, I move on. Other people are doing some stuff with it. Instagram, there's a lot of people who are doing, well, the Instagram stories thing, but it just goes on and on. And Twitter, you know, folks are politically polarized on both sides. You know, I'm on one particular side, I'm not gonna lie, but even the folks who I agree with are getting a little overwhelming in places. So I decided that I'm gonna do this video today, and I've titled it 5 Ways to Deal with Social Media Overwhelm. And I hope this is helpful for you. It's been helpful for me for the most part. I'll admit that there's one piece I haven't totally mastered, and it's going to be the first one in a way. So the first thing is stop spending so much time online. Now that's easy to say, but truthfully, it may not always be the easiest thing to do. In general, I'm actually not so bad at it. Yes, I'm on my computer all the time, but I'm not always on social media. I like being on Twitter here and there. I don't necessarily like being on LinkedIn all that much. I have Facebook open all the time, but I'm very rarely on it. I just have it, you know, you have a browser, you can open multiple tabs. So I usually have a tab open, but I'm not on it all that often. I may open up a YouTube, and I may have a bunch of things sitting there to watch, but I'm really not on it. But you know what I am on a lot? I'm on Instagram. Why am I on Instagram? Because Instagram and Twitter are the only 2 social media things I have on my phone. And I love looking at pictures. So I will spend a lot of time either sitting in the living room with my mother or laying in bed with my CPAP mask on, just letting it help me breathe and help me relax and help me to calm down a little bit. And the easiest thing to do is sit there with the phone and look at Instagram pictures. And now they have this Instagram TV, IGTV thing, which is very interesting because they show you short clips of interviews. And so I've seen it with musicians and I've seen it with athletes, and that's kind of cool. But otherwise, you know, you might have to figure out just ways to kind of step away from it and do some other stuff. Me, I love recorded books. I love to listen to music. Oddly enough, I've been listening to more opera lately. That's strange to a lot of people, but you know what? I like my operas. Got into Barbara of Seville. Obviously, Carmen is my favorite. Just, you know, find other ways to get away. And that's the first tip. Second tip, stop reading so many things that bother you. As I said, you know, on Twitter, folks sometimes just get into this pattern of, you know, the politics, and it gets really mean. And every once in a while I get in there, and then I start to just feel like, oh my God, now I'm mad and I'm angry and I just can't calm down. So I have to get away from that. And I also have to kind of get away from the folks who are just marketing. They don't talk to anybody. That's marketing. That gets tiresome. So you just have to kind of get away from it. Like I said, I don't spend as much time on social media as I thought I did, but you just have to sometimes find a way to break away from that. Maybe you need to create something and put that online instead. You know, write your blogs. That's actually where I've been. I've been reading my blogs. Well, not reading my blogs. I've been writing my blog articles and then reading other people's blogs because I've always loved to read blogs. And I love to leave comments. More y'all need to read blogs and leave comments. And, you know, if you look at my list down below, you'll see there's a few blogs I have down there. Just saying. Number 3, go through the list of people you're following and remove those who are posting more things you dislike than like. I have done that. I've mainly done that on Twitter, and I haven't just done it recently. Over time, probably over the last year, I have probably reduced my Twitter account by almost 200 people. Because a lot of folks were just posting stuff that I really didn't want to see anymore, or not in the volume that they had. Some of the people who are following hundreds of thousands of people or tens of thousands of people, all they do is market all day long, and multiple times every single hour, all day long. And they just keep coming up. And if they were talking to someone else, that's a little different. But just to see these things, bam, 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 all the time, you know what? Y'all got to go. You sometimes find certain folks on Facebook who do the same thing. Now, I'm very good with the people I'm connected with, so I don't see a lot of that on Facebook. But sometimes what happens is you see that someone has posted something that, there's someone you like, but then someone who you don't know but knows them posts something that's really irritating. And you say, you know what? Oh my goodness. Now what you can do is you can go in and block that person. Don't block the person who you're friends with, but you block the other person so you never see their stuff again. I do a lot of that. Also on Facebook, because I'm on Firefox, I use something that's called FB Purity, which allows me to block certain words. So on Facebook, there's a lot of words I don't see. There's a lot of names I don't see, a lot of topics I don't see because I put stuff in. Pretty cool, I thought. But you have to kind of do that, and you have to look at a list of people. I mentioned on my business YouTube channel how I reduced my connections there by about 450 people. I just had to. It was getting on my nerve, and these were people who I had my different reasons for why I was connected to over all the years I'd been on LinkedIn. I said, you know what? It's time for me to evaluate that and move on. Which leads us to number 4. Go through your list of people who you're connected to on all your social media and remove those that you're staying connected to for the wrong reason. So on LinkedIn, there were people I was connected to who I thought maybe I could do business for them one day because they worked in hospitals, or they were people who worked with blogging certain things where maybe they could help me get reading assignments. But see, it's that maybe thing. And you're sitting there holding out for that kind of thing. And you're saying, maybe we can get into a conversation because I'm not someone who immediately starts marketing to someone as soon as I meet them. But a lot of people do that on LinkedIn. And that's irritating. And I almost never connect with those people. But there's people over the years where I did do that. Used to be when you first joined up on social media, everyone pretty much does this. You connect with as many people as you can till you get some people. And some people keep doing that, whereas others kind of step back and step away from it. But you have to kind of go back and look. There's a lot of people who are local who I connected to because they were local and they knew other people. And they start immediately marketing to you. Well, there's nothing I'm going to do with any of you people. And as I've kind of pulled away from a lot of the local stuff that I used to do, it's like, you know what? I don't need to be connected to you folks. I've never even met half of you. So I've gotten rid of some of those people. I've gotten rid of some people who I kept more out of toleration than ever wanting to do any business with because you said, well, you know what? They know so-and-so and they know so-and-so, and it would be bad taste for me to let go of that person. Don't care. Maybe because I'm 60 now, but you know what? Don't care. So you have to think about what it is that you want to do on social media. Even if you want to do business, nothing says you have to be connected to everybody. Do you know how many people there are on social media who are following less than 200 people and have tens of thousands of people following them? Boy, it'd be nice if I was one of those. But you know what? The people I'm connected to, it's a more than 4-to-1 ratio. It's close to a 5-to-1 ratio of the number of people who are following me versus the number of people I'm following. And I talk to people. So to me, that was really what I wanted. I wanted socialization. I wanted to communicate with folks. And you just can't communicate with that many people if you're following that many people. Jeff Sheehan actually does that pretty well. And you can go look him up. You can look him up on Twitter. I'm connected to him on Twitter and on LinkedIn. He's following hundreds of thousands, but he talks to people. I don't know how he gets any work done, but he does it. And here's number 5. And number 5 you can do on both Facebook and you can do it on Twitter. You can't do it on LinkedIn, which is too bad. Since they say they want to be Facebook, maybe they'll do this one day. Create a list of the people who you really want to follow, and then just, watch that particular list. So on Twitter, they let you create lists, and you get to name the list. So I have specific lists on Twitter. I have the Syracuse folks, because I'm in Syracuse, New York. I have the friends list, which are friends, social media friends, not my regular friends, but social media friends whose stuff I want to see more often than other people. And I have 2 other lists. I ain't going to tell you what they're titled, but I have those specific lists, so I can go look at that. But the one I look at most, of course, is the Syracuse list, because those are my local folks who pretty much let me know what's going on around town. And, of course, my online friends, because I like to share their stuff as much as I can. Now, on Facebook, you can do the same thing. You get to create a list. So you can create a list of your closest friends. It allows you to pick 26 people. These are the people who you really want to see. You can create a list of just your relatives. So now you've got your relatives list. Or you can create just multiple lists. And then if you don't want to sit there and look through your entire stream all the time and see things from people who you probably don't talk to all that often, but you see it and you're connected with them for one reason or another, then you don't have to see their stuff. You can go and just look at this other group. And here's the thing. You will find that your close friends list and your relatives list, for the most part, there's a lot less content that's there. And I'm not going to lie. Your close friends probably aren't going to irritate you, but some of your relatives are. Some of the relatives irritate me. I'm not going to lie, because I'm connected to some of the younger ones. And let's just say we don't have a lot in common, and there's a way that they talk and just the way that they kind of think. And this is not a slam at all millennials, because, not all millennials think the exact same way, but some of those in my family, yeah. Still, you can create those lists so that now you can decide those are just the people I want to see, and you go see that. And you're not going to be overwhelmed. At least if it's your close friends, you're not going to be overwhelmed. So there you go. There's 5 ways to deal with social media overwhelm. So what do you think? Is there something there that you can use? Have I missed anything that maybe you want to add to it? Y'all let me know. My name is Mitch Mitchell. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you like this video, please click that like button. Think about subscribing, because that would be cool as well. Y'all take care.